If you've ever wondered about managing life as a contract worker, then this video is for you. So, yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of when I started the contract job that I'm on now. And today I found out that my job is going to end as scheduled at the end of June. So, this felt like it felt like the perfect time to give you a peek inside my life at a contract job. All right, so let's start with what I like about it. So I I like the people that I work with. I enjoy the work that I do. I like the pay. I like the fact that they leave me alone. Like I do my job and I close the laptop and that's it. Um, I like that I work on products that a lot of people know and use, so that's really cool. Um, yeah, I mean, if one has to have a job, this is a good one to have, right? What I don't like about it, um, that is a job. So what I don't like about it is that it's warm outside and I am inside at a desk working instead of outside, instead of, you know, being in Portugal, instead of like doing something else. Um, and it's so, like I said, it's the 1 year mark. And so, I started to get a bit antsy around a year. I don't really like working a year straight. Um, my contract was originally supposed to end in December of last year, and so it's been extended twice. Um, but like I said, at the 1 year mark, I was already kind of getting antsy, like, okay, so so yeah, I oh, but what did help me though was the fact that I did take 2 weeks off. So this is my first like full week back. I worked like half the week last week. So I took some time off after speaking at the Job Liberation Virtual Summit a couple of weeks ago. And then like I took some time off to get ready for the summit. And then I took the week off after because that following weekend was my college class reunion. So I was traveling for that. And then I wanted time to recover when I got back from that. And also, I had worked a year straight. So I just took 2 weeks off unpaid. Um, but it helped sort of like break up not the monotony, but like, I don't know, alleviate I don't want to say boredom. That's the wrong word. I mean, I guess that is the right word. It's just the monotony. Maybe that is what I mean, right? It's just like doing the same thing every day for a year. That sometimes can be a challenge for me. Even though it's different work and different teams and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, like living in the same life for a year was kind of getting to me because I like to be outside. Okay, so um, since I mentioned not having paid time off, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So I just took the 2 weeks. Nobody really like, you know, nobody really needed to approve it. Nobody like fought me on it. They didn't bother me. Nobody was trying to reach me. So like that aspect of being a contractor is great. So even though it was unpaid, it was like a real break. And with peace of mind and everything. So that was good. Um, what made that work for me financially is that the way I structure my finances, I do something that Dr. Roche mentioned in her bonus session for the Job Liberation Summit. So if you are interested in purchasing the replays, if you get the extended access level, then it gives you like access to the replays of the bonus workshop as well. So, and I'll have that information in the description. But anyway, so she talked about, structuring your accounts and everything. And I actually do use one of the techniques that she talked about. And I think between that, I'll talk about it a little bit later, but between that and the fact that like I know my numbers, I know what things cost. Um, I was able to take 2 weeks unpaid and like it didn't really like throw anything off. So, oh, I want to share. I have a budget worksheet, like it's the actual um, like spreadsheet that I use to do my budget. So I have that available as a free download. I'll have that in the description for you as well. And then I do have a video where I talk about my paycheck routine. Um, and I'll link that for you in the video as well. But basically, I get paid weekly. And instead of just saying like, with this paycheck, this whole paycheck is going to go toward rent and bills, I don't do that. I split it up. And so every week, I put like a quarter of the amount I need for my rent and bills away in an account that I use to pay for things. And so the fact that April had 5 weeks, 5 paydays, as does May, and the fact that I had already been funding a portion of the rent and the bills or whatever, meant that like, the 2 weeks wasn't really like, oh my God, where am I going to get this money from? So anyway, I was able to make it work. What do I want to talk about next? Okay. Benefits. I get a lot of questions about benefits, and like what you get as a contract worker and what you don't get. So I already said I don't get, on this contract, I don't get paid time off. I have had contracts that provided PTO before, but this one does not. I also don't get paid holidays. I have gotten paid holidays before. I just don't on this particular contract. I have a 401k, but I do not get a match. I have before, but I don't on this contract. Okay, so now let me talk about what I do get. So health insurance, it gets taken out of my paycheck every week, and I have a high deductible plan with Cigna, and I wrote it down because I know y'all are curious about these healthcare costs. It's I pay $112.93 a week for or per paycheck for my health insurance. And I also have a Cigna PPO for dental, and I pay $9.31 a week for that. Hey, Erica, thanks for joining. No, I just popped up with no warning, but that's what I do. Okay. And then for vision, so my optometrist did not accept the vision plan that my agency offers. So instead, what I did was I kept the vision from my old Cobra, which was VSP, which is like the good vision insurance, and until it ran out. So it ran out in April. So I'm gonna have to go get vision insurance on my own. So I didn't know if people knew like you can cancel just parts of the Cobra. You can keep the, medical and cancel the dental, or keep the vision and cancel the medical. So that's what I did when my medical and my dental kicked in for this job. I canceled those through Cobra, but I just kept the vision until it fully ran out. And so now I'm going to just go get a VSP plan. So in case you didn't know, you can just go get your own vision insurance. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. And it's not, it's not tied to employment or anything. You can just go get a vision plan. health insurance that I've had over the years. So I said right now I have Cigna. In the past, as a contractor, I've had Blue Cross, Blue Shield. I've had Aetna. Um, and I think though I've been offered Kaiser, but never opted for it because I think it's HMO only, and I prefer PPOs. So that's that. Okay, so now let's talk about money. Um, I set financial goals for myself going into, well, I set them like going into every new year. But once I figure out what my contract job is and what the pay is or whatever, I can get more specific. So I'll say, like, okay, by the time this contract job ends, I want to, max out my Roth IRA, or I want to put this amount in brokerage, or rebuild my FU fund, or like whatever. So now I'm going to talk about like some of those goals. I don't know if y'all hear that thunder. It's a lot going on outside. Okay. So Roth IRA. So I mentioned that I don't get a 401k match. But that doesn't mean that I can't contribute to my retirement. Like I can and do contribute to my 401k. I also max out a Roth IRA every year. Now, you have until the tax deadline of the next year to fund the Roth for this year. So, in other words, it's May 2026 right now. I have until like April 15th, 2027 to contribute to my Roth for 2026. Right. So technically I have some time, but while I believe in, hey, Tawana, I believe in getting while the getting is good. So, I wanted to put away at least like half of the amount that it would take to, halfway max it out, or I'm saying that wrong, but y'all know what I mean. So, I'm, I'm 50 plus. And so I think we get to put in $8,600. So that means for me, I wanted to at least put in $4,300 before this contract ends. And with another month to go, it looks like I'll hit that goal. Okay. And then if, I'll figure out what's happening in the second half of the year, but my plan is like whenever the next contract comes, that's when I'll finish maxing it out. All right. What else? I said that I set a brokerage account goal for the year, like how much I want to contribute. I did that. I rebuilt my FU money after my last sabbatical. So basically, I save up money so that, if the contract ends early, if I feel like doing something else, if I just don't feel like working right now, I don't have to. And my last sabbatical went a little bit longer than expected. I thought I was going to be off for like 3 months, 4 months, but it was more like 8 months because we had a administration change and the market was kind of crazy. So anyway, long story short, I kind of depleted that fund a little more than I wanted to. So while I was working, I wanted to like build that back. FU money. So you know what the FU stands for. But it's basically enough money to be able to walk away from a situation that doesn't serve you. So thank you for that question. It's oh my gosh, if I could find the movie I know John Goodman is the actor who says it. I forgot what the movie is that he says it in, but he's like, they want you to do XYZ FU. They want you to, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just basically you're like, yeah, this your walk away, deuces money. But you can call buckets of money whatever you want, right? You can call it the sabbatical fund, you can call it the freedom, fund, whatever. But I think FU is kind of funny. And so it's more than like an emergency fund, right? It's not your like 3 to 6 months, I lose my job, I need to pay the bills fund. It's not that. It's like beyond that. Yes. Okay. All right. So speaking of FU money, so even though I have that, I still And even though I have this channel and I'm talking about contract work and I'm taking career breaks and I'm doing all the things, like I still have the programming that says like, oh girl, you got to run out and get another job. Your job is in, and you got to go get another job. Because we are just so programmed in this country, in this society, that we need to always be working. So I'm trying to like fight against that and actively tune out, all the fear that's out there and everything. Um, and I will open my my Empower app. It used to be called Personal Capital, now it's Empower. And so like when I feel that feeling, I just open the app and I look at my balance and I go, okay. So that's that. Okay. So since I am going into uncertainty, that means I have to make some adjustments to my budget. And so sadly, very sadly, that means I have to cut back on some things that are nice to haves, and do a little bit of belt tightening. So um, starting in January, I started working with this virtual trainer 3 times a week. She's amazing. Um, and doing like strength training because that's like the thing I won't do myself. And I love it because I literally just get out of bed and grab some shorts and a workout shirt and come to the living room and turn on my camera. It's great. But I'm going to have to let that go. That's not in the, belt tightening budget. That is something I can do when I have like dependable money coming in. I'm not willing to deplete my FU money for that. So I plan to let that go. The other thing, and I'm so sad about it, my Cook Unity subscription. I signed up after I was watching one of Stephanie Perry's lives, and she was probably talking about like, I don't know, she's talking about getting some luxury for yourself or like get somebody else to do it. I don't remember what the topic was, but she talked about meal subscriptions. And I was like, that sounds amazing. So I signed up. Y'all, I haven't cooked a meal. I signed up last July. I might have cooked twice since then. Um, I've been getting meal deliveries every week. And what I like about it is that it saves a ton of time. Because if you think about it, it takes time to meal plan. It takes time to go to the supermarket and pick out the stuff. It takes time to prep the food. It takes time to cook the food. It takes time to clean up after cooking and eating the food. Like it's a lot, right? I can cut out all of that, and I have cut out all of that. Um, and it's been great because it's freed me up to like work on this channel and my business, and do some other things. And I was that person, like I would go into the supermarket, and the supermarket is Whole Foods, so that's part of the problem. But I would go into the supermarket and spend like $150 and then only have like 3 meals worth of ingredients. And I don't understand how it kept happening to me. Um, but I know if I order 10 meals from Cook Unity, I'm getting 10 meals. So that's what I like about that. I'm like, if I'm gonna spend the money, at least let me get actual meals out of them and know that I have what I need. So if anybody is interested in that, I will put my referral code in the description. This is not a Cook Unity commercial, but I love them and I'm really sad to let them go. So I'm just sharing. Okay. The other thing that I plan to let go is some of these streaming services because again, it's a nice to have, it's not a must have. I'll probably keep one, um, but hopefully I'll do some house sitting while I'm not working, so I'll be able to watch, somebody else's Apple TV or whatever. So yeah, that's how I plan to, because I got to pay for this Cobra, y'all, and I don't know what it's gonna be until they send me the paperwork. So just planning ahead. Okay. So, what's next for me? Um, so I'm definitely going to take a career break. That is, to me, at this point, that's the whole point of this whole lifestyle is that I don't want to have to work all the time. So But before I go into break mode, I'm going to update my resume. I'm going to connect with all of my colleagues. Um, I'm going to gather all of my pieces of information that I need to, my metrics and whatnot for my accomplishments, like Sharnae Horton told us during the Job Liberation Virtual Summit. So I want to be ready to go back out into the market when it is time for me to do that. So I kind of have to get what I need while I still have access to the system and all that kind of stuff. And I do have a video about this. I keep changing the name of it, so I'm not going to say the name of it, but I will link to it in the description of this video. Okay, but it's all about like the stuff that I do when I know that my contract is coming to an end. And it's really for anybody who knows or thinks that maybe their job is about to end. So I'll have that for y'all. Okay. Let's see. So I think I'll probably start putting out feelers maybe around the end of July for new contract roles. Like I'm definitely taking. So ideally, I want July and August off, but I know that like the process takes some time. So, like I said, by end of July, I'll just start like, hey, how's it going over at, whatever your new company is? Yeah, I'm probably going to start looking, like keep an eye out for me, like, just sending out those messages, right? Not like the hardcore applying, but just like the feelers. Okay. And then as far as like my sabbatical career break plans, so I have some projects that I want to do. I've been talking about decluttering for like 2 years now. I'm hopefully finally going to do it. Is it actually ending? Yeah, it is. I was going to call you or the other day, or no, earlier today and tell you, Tawana, yeah, it's ending in June. It is. My agency emailed me today. And they're like, send us your address so you can send your equipment back. So like, it's for real, for real. Okay. Because they'll send me a label. I just realized like I didn't explain why they want my address. They'll send me a shipping label in a box for me to put the laptop in and send it back. Okay. Because I work remotely. What else? I'm going to work on this channel and on the surrounding business. So like developing whatever resources you guys need to help you get started in finding contract jobs or just getting better at like navigating this whole marketplace. So if you have any questions, if there are specific things you need help with or things that would be helpful to you, please leave a comment below and let me know. And then travel. So I am probably going to be sticking to North America with these fuel prices being the way they are. And because now it's like the height of summer travel season. So like, it's just a lot of places I don't want to do right now. So that kind of leaves me with, I'll probably go to Mexico. Although it's not really the ideal time for that either, but that is more of a like residency paperwork situation. I might go to California. Maybe I'll house sit in San Francisco. I don't know what the house sitting market is like these days. I haven't done it in a while. But like maybe I'll do that and like take the train down to LA or something. Maybe Montreal. I would love to get back there. So yeah, just sticking to North America. I'm not going to say domestic, but like at least to North America. And one lesson that I learned from last time is to set up like a separate sabbatical travel fund that's like separate from the FU money. So I have the FU money and then I have the go somewhere for a month and buy plane tickets and train tickets and eat out money. Montreal, yes. I was too young to enjoy it and I got the flu also. So I kind of spent a lot of time in the hotel room. So Montreal owes me a do-over. So yeah. Okay. let me see. So yeah, I mean, I think yeah, that covers it. So yeah, so contract jobs can, feel like a lot of unknowns. So I just want to give you a glimpse into sort of, how I manage things behind the scenes as somebody who's been doing this for 10 years. And I will have links to everything that I mentioned in the description. Um, you guys in the chat, if you have any questions for me, let me know. And why did I get blurry? That always happens to me. There we go. Is anybody actively looking for a contract job right now? I would love to know that. Drop a comment. Let me know what's on your mind, what you'd like to see me talk about in a future video. If you have not yet liked this video, please take a moment to do that. If you're not subscribed to my channel and you find this content interesting, please consider subscribing so that you can follow up or keep up with me when I post new videos. Oh, Erica, I'm looking at your comment. Fractional work. Oh, I haven't done that. That's the dream. Um, yeah, I just, I'm trying to own as much of my time as I can. I kind of think of it as buying my time back or buying my freedom. Um, Fractional work is interesting to me because I feel like it's like I feel I'm a knowledge worker. I get paid for my knowledge, but I feel like that is like the next level of getting paid for some expertise without having to put in like the 40-hour work week like a regular worker like I do right now. I'd love to come in and give y'all, 2 hours of gyms and y'all pay me thousands of dollars. Like, so I kind of see that as like the next level up. That and like independent contracting as well. Independent contracting is not as appealing to me right now because I don't want to have to go out and like chase down business. I just want to use the skills, use the expertise. I don't want to do the like prospecting part of it. But I know there are websites where you can like sign up to be a fractional whatever. Um, I will find one of those that I bookmarked and drop it in the description. So yeah. Okay, let me see if I see any other comments. If not, I will say goodnight. Okay, I don't see anything else. So I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for being here.